this one.
Stuart, you put so much heart and love into your teaching. It's phenomenal to see that. And I don't see that much out there in the world of entertainment. And I want to thank you because it shows. It shows with all of you ladies with what you're doing, you know? So
Thank you. I do what I love. You know, I
It
did a
shows.
lot of things. I've done everything from running a jackhammer to working on a garbage truck to working in restaurants just to make a living.
I know.
Finally, I said one time, from now, I've actually made this statement. I was driving down Sheridan Boulevard in Westminster. I remember where I was. I was in my car, and I said, from now on, I am only doing what I want to do.
Awesome.
And I didn't know whether I would be living under a bridge or, you know,
a miracle.
what.
That's a miracle story, and I think that's
But
great.
I just made the decision, and from then on I began. This is the part I didn't tell you because we got sidetracked.
Right.
Then I began, and it was rough. Very, very rough financially for a long time. But you just do it because I love doing it.
Right.
And then started performing more. I had already been a performer, but I got out of it and was trying to get my own business going. It was hard. And started doing that. And then at one point in time, I made a conscious decision to switch the focus from me, which I still like focus, of course. I like attention. Hello. But
It's all about you right now.
that's all about me now. I love attention. I like being the center of attention. But I made this conscious decision to turn that attention from me to all these people that I was working with, because I was also teaching at the time. And I was like, a lot of talent in this, but what if I took it off of me and put it on them? What could I do? Where could I go? And at that point in time, thinking about my age and, you know, where do we go from here? And when I made that decision, I call it kind of a God thing. It's like, whew, it came down on me, all this talent. That's when within probably weeks, I met Rachel Lampa. Then I met Stacey Orico, and Chelsea Brummett, Melissa Fuller, and Aubrey Collins, and all these people have gone on to do some great things. And then it just keeps happening from there on.
You know, that comes up because life goes, it's a blink of an eye. And I had 2 kids in a stroller. Now, you know, people would say, oh, it goes by so fast. I'm like, yeah, sure, up a hill, I'm trying to do these, you know. But now I look back and I have a Bichon Poo and a beautiful, a handsome boyfriend behind me. But life does go by so fast, and you have to seize what you want to do in life, and that's most important. Because it's here and gone tomorrow. And if you don't do what you're doing and love what you're doing, you're going to say, I wish I would have, could have, would have, and you don't want to do that.
And that's a big speech that I give them a lot.
Oh, really?
Because when you're young, you think you have all the time there is, until one day you blink your eyes and you're 30, and you blink them again and you're 35, and then it goes on from there.
Exactly.
Of course, I've never gotten beyond 30 myself.
Documentary for Stuart.
In this industry, the performing arts, you really have to start young. Now, in acting, maybe not as much as singing. You know, they hire actors all ages. You can be a baby and you can be in a nursing home. You know, they'll hire you for something. If you want to be a big star, you should start young, because it has to build, and you have to have the training, and you have to grow it, and you have to make the connections, and all kinds of things.
Any advice to a lot of singers out there that I get from all over the United States, Stuart, and this would be a great place for them to come and work with you as well. But they maybe have their CDs and maybe have their posters. Is there any advice that you can give them about self-promotion? Some people say, if you want me, you're going to spend the money to help me out. Then they don't know who to believe. You know, from the heart, I've known you for over 15 years, Stuart, and you give so much to so much talent. Any advice to them from the heart?
Sure, come and work with us.
Bottom line.
Yeah. No, actually, you know, nowadays there's a lot you can do on your own, but you really can't do it all. Not if you want to really be good at it. You've got to focus on what you do. If you're a singer, you need to focus on that and being a performer and being the best you can, and then align yourself with people like ourselves that will help you with the business side of it, help you with the production side of it, and they got to be in your corner. They got to love you. I mean, it's a relationship. You know, it's not like I don't work with just anybody. I'll work with anybody as far as teaching them and helping them in whatever way I can. But if it's going to go beyond that and really really delving into their career, diving into their career, then, you know, it's got to be a relationship.
Okay, great advice.
Because you have to depend on each other.
Right. Okay, all right. Hey, Doug just popped in and...
Doug is a guy that you don't want to know too much about. He's really dangerous.
Uh-oh.
Scary, but, you know.
But this is the only place he can get work.
So how long have you been performing?
It's been a while, 30 years.
Wow.
Like that. It's been a little while.
Long time.
Okay,
Wow.
so...
Which is really tough because I'm like just barely 30, so.
But he was like this little baby.
Yes.
Mama said, "Sing, Dougie, sing, Dougie." You know, it's, and he had that same nose.
And your first present was a guitar, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, do you have CDs on yourself or a website or?
I do. It's www.oral-hygiene.com, and but that's the tricky part is it's oral like AU.
Are you a dentist?
You're oral like oral.
See,
I'll throw you off a little bit. So
yeah.
I decided, you know, to make my business proposition a little more challenging by coming up with a really lame name. So
I was looking for a new dentist in town. I'm thinking, okay, let me pick. Where's your office?
You know what he does, though, in addition to writing songs, is that he does sound for independent films.
Very cool.
And already, you know, he left his job about 3 years ago or so, 4 years ago, to do all that on his own. He did the same thing I did. He made a decision he's going to do what he wants to do.
I'm going to talk about that real quick because that's kind of a great new segment because, you know, people, they do other jobs. And then all of a sudden we're talking about you're 30, 40, 50, 60, and you're going, wow, how come I didn't do what I really wanted to do?
Yeah.
What made your decision of saying, this is it, I'm going to concentrate and make this work?
I think a number of things. I'd done music part-time for a million years and finally figured out that it wasn't going to go any further than it went unless I jumped into it with both feet. And then, so that was primarily the main driving factor is just, and in my job, even though I loved it, I was a software engineer, I was designing stuff, it was new problems every day, and I loved that part of it. It was down at the bottom of I-25, and the drive, it was an hour each way every day, sitting gridlocked in traffic, and that drove me nuts, and I wanted a thing where I could have more project-based work and stuff like that, where you know, I could pick projects and do them, and I wound up with that a little bit more in, started out pushing towards music, but wound up doing a lot of sound type things, sound engineering and stuff for film, recording and stuff like that.
Romania.
Yeah.
Oh, I put together a little 2-minute animation and got picked up by a handful of film festivals, and one of them was the Anonimal Film Festival in Romania.
Wow.
And so they paid to put me up for a week there, and it was at the edge of the Black Sea where the Danube spills out into the Black Sea on the beach, and it was like a week of just being pampered and watching films and treated like a king, and I loved that. That was
Well, you know
nice.
what?
I want to do that again.
You know, Robert Evans, Stuart of Paramount Pictures, you know, when I interviewed him, he said, you know, he was from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days to The Godfather. He said, get out there to your independent film festivals, you kids, get out there, start shooting, start submitting, and that was an amazing, he takes my phone calls too, which is pretty cool. But you know, I mean, that's so great because there's so many film festivals that my Beauty Queen reporters are at, and I'm doing those to help people as well as producers. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Do you have a trailer on that?
It's very fun. There is. All that stuff is out on my website. And
spell your website for everybody.
Okay, it is www.aural-hygiene.com. So it's www.oral-hygiene.com.
Okay, and he's not a dentist.
Yeah. Oral with an AU.
I gotcha. Okay, so what are you guys gonna sing?
Well, we'll do a few songs here. Just, you know, I know we've kept you a long time.